And we've also seen that, we've also made progress towards reducing child mortality. We're also able to reduce child mortality by at least 70%. And you know, malaria plays significantly in child mortality. If we are able to have a very strong malaria control component, it will impact greatly on your overall mortality, because most of the time deaths are malaria related. So if you are able to do well, although it's not malaria specific, that's why we say malaria attributable. Yes, but if you are able to do well on those areas, you will be able to impact on overall mortality. So we need a lot of integration. We need a lot of partnership. We need a lot of resources, and we need a lot of harmonization. So if we have that, we shall be able to reach near zero deaths by 2015, and we shall also be able to reach pre-elimination. You know, with malaria control, as you move towards your goal, it becomes more and more complex. Now, if we reach this stage of pre-elimination, we will need more resources than we are needing now. People may wonder, oh, now we're having less cases of malaria, so why do we need more resources? You need more resources to have a more robust surveillance system. You need more resources to ensure that if you reach pre-elimination, that malaria case has to be investigated. Let's say, for example, if there is one person in a compound and that person has been diagnosed and tested to be, or found out to be malaria positive, you have to do what we call active site now. For all the people living around that area, you have to make sure that you test everybody within that area to make sure that they are not carriers of the parasite. So it becomes more expensive operationally, and it becomes more expensive financially. So as you move towards your targets, you need more resources. That's why globally we're advocating for investments in malaria now to sustain the gains that we have made, and also to enable us move further towards malaria pre-elimination. We have contests like Cape Verde, Zanzibar, although they are islands, but they have now reached malaria pre-elimination. So for Gambia, it's cross-border issues that we are worried about, because Gambia cannot be malaria-free with malaria in Senegal. Gambia cannot be malaria-free with malaria in the other neighborhoods. So that's why we have what we call the Health for Peace initiative. And we also have to be more active when it comes to cross-border issues. So for Gambia, those are the challenges that we will be facing. If we were an island like Zanzibar or Cape Verde, we would have already been at pre-elimination. Because as you know, the mosquitoes don't need passports to travel. You can be from Senegal, you bring along the mosquitoes. You can go and be bitten in Senegal, you are infected, you come to Gambia. You have your lunch here, you have your dinner there. So it's difficult. Those are the challenges. Those are the challenges that we will be facing. But along the lines, we are ready to face them and ensure that we achieve our goals of reaching malaria pre-elimination by 2015, and also moving forward towards zero deaths by 2015.
Thank you very much for talking to Susan. It has been a pleasure, and I'm sure she dilated extensively on things that audience need to know. And
on behalf of the Minister of Health and the NMCP, we also thank the RTS, because they have also been our very good partners in malaria control and prevention. This is what we need. People need to be aware of what's happening. People need to be aware of these interventions, because even if you feel all the hospitals with effective drugs, with trained doctors, if people don't know, they won't benefit. If you have nets, people don't know the reasons why they should be sleeping on the dead nets, they won't. So this is what we need. Let people be aware, and we thank GRTS for always giving us the opportunity, to discuss and then share with people issues that relate to malaria. Because like I said, this is part of our malaria policy. It's part of our strategies, and it is something that we definitely, don't joke with. Information, education, and communication, because it's only through dialogue that, you can move forward. Nobody can do it alone. We need partnership in malaria. So GRTS has also been a very good, outstanding partner, and once again, we thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Thanks for joining me on this edition of this season's programs. Until I come your way next week, I am Leiko Mademba, and do continue to enjoy the rest of our programs.
coast of Africa.
Welcome to RMCA's Ono Games. First of its kind in Ghana. We've got 23 seed boxes. Where you play with up to $50,000.
I'll offer you 2,000.
Mr. Sonicke, the banker just offered you 2,000. Is it a yes or a no?
Definitely a no.
Okay, let's play on.
Yes, you heard it. $50,000 is locked in one of these boxes.